Would you like to know about the golden child? All right. The child is pure. The child cannot be harmed. Purity is its power. What if I told you that the success you seek in this material world can only be found through purity in the energetic realm? And you may say, no, I know. And you may say, no, I know many people who are not pure of spirit, and they have everything that I want. But they are not you. You must remain pure. Who takes you away from that? Have so much to remain pure for. There is great happiness coming. There is no one chasing the golden child any longer. And yet the threat is still very real. New levels of bliss. It is fun to be in love. It is fun to make a lot of money. It is fun to fall to rock bottom and bounce back higher. Your journey in many ways is just beginning. Mars retrograde will hold up your finances a bit and make you feel like it's moving too slow. Don't take that out on the people around you. Use it. Find the best version of you through love. Let it make you better. Let it take you back to a state of purity where you belong, where you are most yourself, your most creative, your best, where you know and are custodian of all the secrets and all the knowledge. The Cosmic Librarian. Pisces, welcome to the second part of your reading. I'm so sorry. Should have put this up a few days ago, but I've been traveling. As you can probably tell if you've been watching my channel for a while, I am back in Denmark. Yay! And here is your reading. I'm actually really glad I waited because today is the new moon in Libra. and it's a very romantic time. You may not feel it as romance just yet. It may just feel like an overabundance of emotion, but it is a time to set the intentions that match up perfectly with your reading. The first part is really dedicated to the Piscean spirit. The mystery, the 12th houseness of you is just so intriguing, so untouchable. You are this ethereal, otherworldly being. We know that you live in that subconscious energy. And from the outside, it can be really intimidating, scary, very attractive. It's all those things combined. It's that line between seduction and danger. Not because you have dangerous qualities. It's not that. It's the unknown. That's what really gets people about your spirit. Even if they know you, they know they don't know you. They're fully aware that you are a mystery. And unlike most mysteries that people get tired of if they can't solve or find the answer to, you are the mystery that keeps giving. Every encounter is in some way a mystery. Every endeavor, every creative energy you tap into is somehow inexplicable. We get the basic message, but the feeling behind it that hits us, we're like, whoa, where did that come from? Where did you pull that from? And you didn't. You didn't pull it from anywhere. You live in it. You know, again, not to be trite, but a fish doesn't know it's in water. You may not actively feel this way about yourself. You may not look at yourself and think, oh, I am this 12th house enigma that is beautiful and untouchable and has all this knowledge that you don't even know you have. That's the thing about being entrenched in source, is that you can tap into any intelligence that's out there and immediately channel it, but you really have no idea how you're doing it. So the 12th house mystery applies to you as well. You yourself don't know, right? Which is all the water signs. The water signs don't know how they know. They don't know even the real effect they have on people, because it's just such a different energy from a non-water sign. But especially the Pisceans, because you're the ones that are holding it all together, right? You're the ones that close it off and hold space for everyone. And so what does that really powerful channel need to focus on to keep being able to tap into that, to keep being immersed in source? And what takes you out of it? And what can make, and being discerning about it will bring you to a place where you can tap into those energies more and more and more, but also in a deeper way, and perhaps in a conscious way, in a purposeful way, right? It's okay to be a mystery even to yourself. It's okay not to know exactly how you know things. But wouldn't it be beautiful if you could engage in some sort of practice that would deepen those abilities in you and give you a bit more room to wield them, right? To have a little more to maneuver with, instead of just kind of having things happen. So how does that, even though that's also fine, being in that flow is also fine, but it would be great to be able to direct that flow a bit, wouldn't it? Not control it, just, I like you direct water, just capping off certain things so the water flows more this way than that. That water, that energy is what we're talking about. how to protect it, how to sustain it, and what it is that is eating away at it. Page of Swords, Eight of Wands. Oh, it's moving quick. It's moving really quick, this energy, and it's all about the connections that you have with people. It doesn't necessarily have to be love, but it's about these connections and the words that are spoken in these connections. Are you out here talking crazy? Are you? Are you out here moving crazy because you're trying to show someone out there that you are okay, you're fine, you're doing well? All this overcompensating, especially with social media. I often observe that the Pisceans are the ones who don't mean to, they don't purposefully put too much out there, but everything that you guys post, there's an underlying, again, the sublimated 12th house stuff, there's this underlying message that is usually much stronger than the actual message that you're trying to convey, because that's the underlying one is the real one. Right? So are you out here talking and moving crazy and sending signals that you shouldn't be sending to people that you shouldn't be sending them to because you're, I don't know if it's loneliness. I don't know if it's the Mars retrograde. I don't know if it's Mercury retrograde, but there is this need within you right now to like prove something, and you don't have to. The Emperor comes up, so we know Mars retrograde is involved, right? There is this, especially in your work life, you got to be really careful how you're connecting with people, because there's another thing that you guys do, there's boundaries that get blurred, where work and romance and everything, it just becomes one big thing. And sometimes if it works out, that's magic. But when it doesn't work, it's like hell. You know, so there's a reevaluation. That's why I wanted to make the first part, like your video is the one I went the hardest for. And I think, honestly, I think the reason I haven't done the second part yet is because that night when I made your video burned me out. It really drained me, because getting into your energy is not natural for me. It's very, very far from who I am. But going that deep, it was like being in highly pressurized, like deep, deep, deep underwater, and like having to reacclimate to dry land or something, because I just, at one point I even felt nauseous, because I just like, it was very heavy. It was very, very, very deep. Right? And, you know, great. That's exactly the point of doing the archetypal dressing up for Halloween. It's a chance to celebrate your energy. It's a chance to really tap in. It's a chance to exhibit the beauty, the fear, the chaos that everyone embodies. But for you, it was like, the universe was like, okay, you want to get into this Pisces energy? Whew, let me wrap you in it. And so here we are at this really important time for you, where things should be moving forward, and some move forward and some move backward. And you're just thinking to yourself, what is this? Why is it that when this thing is going well, this thing can't go well at the same time? Why is it when this part of my life is going this way, this part's out? What is going on? Why can't I have everything at once? Do I have to choose between this type of happiness and this type of, what is going on? And the new moon is a perfect time for you to talk to yourself about what is going on. Who are the people that rob you of your purity? Who are the people that you run back to over and over again, that don't know as much as you, aren't as smart as you, and but somehow you pander to them. Somehow you diminish yourself around them. Why? When you have so much power, why lessen that for a feeling when you have all the feelings inside you already? Dr. Joe Dispenza talks a lot about if you've ever had a feeling about something, that's a memory, that's a learned behavior that you can now tap into and have that feeling again without having to have the experience. He talks about it in terms of manifestation and healing and all that good stuff. But I'm asking you, if you have this plethora, you have the entire spectrum of feeling, right, at your disposal. You've had the feelings before. You've had all the feelings before. You know what they are. You could tap into any one of them if you wanted, whenever you wanted. Then why? Why do we search out those experiences that we know cause pain, cause hurt? Why do we say the words that we know take our connections back 10 steps? Why do we create? Why do you as Pisceans create situations with people weaker than you and then allow them to weaken you? I feel like this is you talking to you. Like, you know that you have a lot of explaining to do. And there might be a subset of people thinking, well, excuse me, what should I do then? What should I do then? Should I just be alone? Should I just not care? No, it's not that. But maybe you could just wait for somebody that you don't have to make yourself small for. And I know that's asking a lot because you're as, vast as the ocean. So I get it. But you got to think there's people out there who can live up to that. And how do you even know if you've always settled for less? As a Pisces, settling for less almost becomes commonplace after a while. The Pisceans who have married or are with their equal, that becomes a whole other Pisces. When they can check the box on having a loving, considerate, faithful relationship, oh my God, that Pisces transforms into something it's like the final form of a Pisces. You bloom under those circumstances. But again, the operative word there being equal, not dominant. See, what you guys do is you take someone inferior, forgive my use of the word that way, but not up to what you need in your life, and you flip them to be the authority figure in your life. They all of a sudden become the boss of you. And I know you don't want to hear that. I know you don't want to hear that anyone becomes the boss of you. Trust me, I don't want to say it either. Watching you guys do it is awful. But you do it. And why am I being hard on you? Why am I saying it like this? Because boy, oh boy. Yes, I did say boy, oh boy. I've been watching The Office too much. You are really playing with the manifestation tools right now. Your emotions are driving this boat into the ground if you don't direct them right now. If you are hung up on somebody right now, I'm telling you, that connection, you will only see the truth if that connection is right for you, if you bring that person to an equal place in your life to you. Anything above or below that you're doing, it's completely messing with your energy. The thing I called in the first part, the purity of you. But that equal is coming in. 100%. That equal is coming in. But man, you gotta watch what you say. You're also the ones who will be dying to get into a relationship, completely in love with someone, and in front of them, on purpose, say some shit like, I don't even want to be in a relationship. Yes, you do. Yes, you actually do. So I know we talk about these two fish going in, opposite directions, and perhaps some of it can be explained away like that. But is this the opposite directions that you want right now? I know it takes a lot to get the fish to swim in the same direction together, but please don't tell me it's impossible, because it is possible. And it is very necessary. Because yes, you can tap into beautiful energies, and yes, you know things that all of us don't. But can you even imagine how much more you would know and how much better you would be at whatever it is you do if the instrument, in this case you, if the instrument was pure, if the instrument was clean, if the instrument wasn't anxiety ridden? And let's be honest, where do those things generally come from for you? This pendulum swing right here is the most Piscean thing I've ever seen. And on the other side of dealing with this, if you're going through, and I'm, again, if I'm being too hard on you and you're going through a really hard time right now, I'm so sorry. I'm not trying to chastise you. It's just so hard to get through that Piscean stubbornness. There's a real defensiveness that you guys can have. And I'm so glad the Hermit is there, because if you have been going through a really tough time, you're about to be really, really happy with the intelligence you gain from this, the emotional intelligence you gain. If you are swinging back and forth, sometimes you think you're going to get what you want, and other times you're like, no, it's never going to happen. And you're just going back and forth between being blissfully happy, manifesting, and then being completely sad and defeated. Also okay. Also okay. What the Hermit at the end of the reading is telling you is that this lesson that I'm talking about, you are going to learn it. It's already been happening to you guys. You guys have been going through it. I know you have. But since Mercury retrograde started until now, these past 3 days, I know you have felt that first the experiences happened to make you understand something. Maybe it didn't sink in all the way. And now the psychology of it is starting to sink in. Now you're going deeper. And that's what I mean about keeping this instrument pure. Your insights are amazing, but just imagine if you could go deeper. How much would you know? And also, can you go deeper without going into sadness? Listen, it's a very valid question. It's a very valid question. Is it just taken for granted that at certain depths, sadness is all there is? Because water signs have a tendency to act like it. But that's just not the truth. The truth is that all of these experiences, the terrible ones that are setting you up for the good one, all of it has only ever been to bring you here, to fully actualize you. Right? Pisces got to learn to be Virgos, and Virgos got to learn to be Pisceans. They got to learn how to have a heart, and you got to learn how to use your mind. Of course, you use your mind all the time, but filtering it, the filter through which it goes is what I'm talking about. So, where do we find that peace, that purity, that connection that we're looking, that connection that we're looking for? Where do we find that? We find it in our family, we find it in our homes, we find it in our friends, and we also find it in the harsh truths that face us about some of the people and the places that in our lives that are not good for us. The jobs we don't like, the friends we don't actually love, the partners we're staying with out of necessity, or we know they're staying with us out of necessity. It's a lot. It's a lot. I'm sweating right now. It's freezing in Denmark. I'm sweating. This energy is just so strong. The waves are high, and you may have gotten hit a few times already, but you are evolving so fast. And for you, evolving, it's just going back to the beginning. You got that infinity thing going on, going back, right back to source, the purveyor of source, the librarian of source. Yes. Yes, and perhaps you have to go through a death rebirth moment for that. That is okay. Get into this Scorpio energy. That's okay. But if you just want to stay stuck and surface, then it's just going to be people like ruling over you if you allow it over and over again. Even though inside, even when you're being submissive, you don't really mean it. So essentially it's dishonest. Don't do it. Be brave enough to be as strong as you really are. And if that alienates people, and I don't mean by being sassy with your words either. I mean, just the quiet strength that you have when you're in a situation where you don't think you need to make yourself small. Just think about it. Because that smallness, now that taints the instrument, doesn't it? So let's get into the extended right now. Once again, apologies for the travel time delay. Happy new moon. I love you dearly. Like I said, your costume, I'm glad I waited for it to be the last one, because I would have been out if I had done it first. You wouldn't have gotten these videos for a while. But thank you. Thank you for allowing me to swim in the depths of that terrifying ocean for a little while. I have an enormous amount of respect for your ability and for your nerves to be as strong as they are. Now, if you're dealing with an Aries or a Virgo, we'll get into that in the extended. And we'll shuffle through, clarify the cards. We'll get into that now. If you would like a recorded personal reading sent to your inbox, there is a Cameo link below. If you would like a one-on-one video chat reading, there is a Chatalize link below. The extended reading is available on Vimeo and instantly sent to your inbox. And last but not least at all, if you like these rings that Carolina and I have been wearing, Carolina is my best friend if you don't know. These are Revolution rings designed by a Danish jewelry designer. And they're both available on our website right now. That link is below as well. This is the High Priestess and this is the Empress. All right. That about covers it. Also, if you're new to the channel and you dig a daily horoscope, follow the fam on Instagram. Become a part of the Rev fam. We're all about the loves. And we're actually very supportive. So we'll see you there. And I'll see you in the extended right now. Love you, love you, love you. Happy Halloween.